BuckeyeHuddle.com Southern Swing continues. We are in Greensboro, North Carolina at Grimsley High School, one of the top programs in the state of North Carolina. Faizon Brandon may be the top player in the country in 2026. I think he's ranked that way on at least one site, but one of the best players in the 2026 class, big-time dual-threat quarterback. How are we doing today?
Yes, I'm doing pretty good. It's a good day for me. So,
Coach said your workouts or kind of skills work was done on Tuesday, and Monday you guys get some pads on and get to hit the practice field. How excited are you to be able to get to work on your game this spring and get some of that extra time in?
Definitely ready to get back out there on the field with everybody. Can't wait to just start back, putting the pads on and stuff in general. Can't wait to get that, get started, get to see what we're working with and continue to build from that and go to the summer.
Yeah. You've been quite a popular name in recruiting circles lately. You're only 15 years old still, even though you're in 2026. So you should be probably in 2027. You got guys in your class year and a half older than you.
Yes.
What has this all been like for you? Because you're talking about the schools you're hearing from, and it's like Alabama and Ohio State and Georgia and Florida State. I mean, it's like the top programs in the country.
Yes,
how have you processed all of this? Like, all of this is happening right now for you.
It's been pretty smooth. It hasn't been too hectic. Coach Brown has helped me a lot with that also. That's been pretty good. It hasn't been too hectic. So.
You have a good support system in place, like as far as like helping you deal with all this, because it's maybe not too hectic yet, but obviously it's going to get as this goes, and the coaches got to pressure you a little bit more and more as you get closer to having to decide in a year and a half or whatever it's going to be. Do you feel like you've got that kind of support system in place to kind of handle this? Because it's a lot for guys, and it's a lot. It's probably more now than ever, just with all the other stuff that's going on in college football.
Yeah, I definitely have a great coaching staff to help me with that, and great parents to help me with that also. So that's pretty good. I have great support.
Great. What is it about your game? What are things that you've been able to put on tape or show coaches, and just kind of assess where you're at right now, what you're working on, and kind of what you think you've put on tape to impress all these coaches?
Yeah, I definitely want to work on some anticipation. Being more comfortable in the pocket whenever the pocket isn't too clear, but delivering whenever pressure's right there. And I'll say leadership is something I would like to work on too.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, the physical traits are impressive. I mean, how do you kind of deal with all that now? Recruiting aside, you're gonna have a big target on your back this fall. I think everyone knows who you are at this point. Yeah. Do you welcome like that challenge, and just kind of how do you deal with that, just kind of having all the spotlight on you?
Definitely make you want to work harder to keep all the spotlight, not let that get to your head. So definitely want to just keep working hard to, try to win a state championship, not worry too much about rankings and all that, just keep on working to win that.
That's a great mindset. The rankings are the rankings. You know what I mean? It's just, I've been doing this a while, and, you get too caught up in that stuff, you kind of forget what the purpose is or whatever. So you guys have a great program here, always competing for state championships in the state of North Carolina. How has that maybe helped your development? You're at a major program with talent around you, good coaching around you. Just how has that maybe helped your development coming up?
The coaches definitely helped me a lot, watching film, teaching me how to watch film, what to look at, and teaching me how to read coverage and stuff like that. So it's definitely been a lot of great things a lot of great people to help me on the way to come up and stuff.
Recruiting, you've been on some visits this spring. Can you just tell us kind of some of the places you've been to this spring on visits?
I went to Tennessee, LSU, Florida State, went to UNC, NC State, and then I think that was it, yeah.
Ask about Tennessee. I know I think that's a program you've got a pretty good relationship with at this point. What stands out to you about Tennessee? What have you enjoyed about your time going on visits there?
Seeing how they work the quarterbacks and seeing how they can develop quarterbacks and how they've shown me the quarterbacks that they develop. So that's a big thing that they've done. Yeah.
Alabama, new head coach, obviously a new staff, some holdovers, but how was that? I mean, Coach Saban retires, and there's all this questions about, well, how's the new staff going to do, and what were your impressions of getting down there and getting to interact with some of those guys?
I went down there and I seen that they work really good with the guys. It seemed like the guys is really still have the same mindset about Alabama and stuff. I don't think that would change, but I think they would throw it a lot more. But the coaching staff works with the guys really well. So I would say that's a good thing.
Ohio State came through and offered you. Chip Kelly was here at the high school. They offered you later that day. What was your reaction to that offer? Was that something that was that a meaningful offer for you? And just kind of how did you take that news?
It definitely was a meaningful offer. I was very grateful for it. Just made me want to work harder and stuff. Getting the offer. So I want to definitely build a relationship with the coaches. And wanted to get back down there for a visit and stuff to see how they work with the players and the quarterbacks and stuff.
Now, you mentioned you'd been up there as a freshman.
Yes, sir.
Was it like a camp, or was it just a tour?
It was a spring practice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I got to see some of the stuff they do in the QB room and see how they practice and stuff. So I had a really good time down there.
Obviously, we're down in the South, but have you followed them at all? Is that a school you've had a chance to see on TV, or you watch any of the quarterbacks they've had recently, or noticed the receivers or anything like that? Was there anything you've, noticed about the program just growing up watching college football?
Yeah, Marvin Harrison, and C.J. Stroud, watched him, and I seen they got Jeremiah Smith now, so that's definitely they have some good quarterbacks and good wide receivers that come out of there. So,
how important is quarterback development and kind of talent around you as you start to obviously you don't need to make a decision anytime soon, but as you start to evaluate schools, do you look at track record of quarterback development, what receivers might be there, offensive line that might be there? I mean, how much of that have you kind of gotten into at this point, or is that not really a focus yet for you?
I've kind of gotten into it some with Tennessee, seeing not just one quarterback they're working, but all the types of quarterbacks, different styles of quarterbacks they work with, seeing how they develop them. So that's a big thing that I would like to start focusing on when I go on visits.
Yep. Mentioned you're going to try and get back up to Ohio State. Can you kind of talk us through that process and when you're going to try and get back up?
It'll either be in June or July, but me and my parents have been talking to their coaching staff, so I know we'll make it happen soon. So,
what are some things that are important to you? Because eventually, in the future, you're going to have to start separating schools from each other. What are some factors, some things that are going to be important to you in terms of giving them your commitment and giving them essentially the next 4 or 5 years of your life?
Where I definitely have a good relationship with the coaching staff, where I know I could see myself going there, or being comfortable there, and playing there, knowing where I'm gonna get developed, and where it seems everybody is there for the same purpose and has the same goal, and very serious about what they're doing.
Now, when Ohio State offered you, did you get a chance to get on the phone or talk to anyone, talk to Coach Day or Coach Kelly or anyone?
I talked to Coach Kelly.
Okay. What did you get any feedback, or was just like, hey, we like what we were seeing, we're offering? How was that conversation?
It was kind of talking about how he liked the workout we did, and also how he would want me to come back up there and spend some time with him, and him show me what they do in the quarterback room, and what they do with the quarterbacks, and the scheme that they run and stuff like that. So. Yeah.
Did you have any knowledge of Coach Kelly before? I know you're a super young guy. He's been around. He's been at Oregon and the NFL and anything. Is that someone you were familiar with, or is that someone that now you're going to kind of maybe do research on? And I guess just what was your thoughts on Coach Kelly and where that might go?
One of my coaches was telling me what he did with Oregon, the offensive, what he did on offense. It wasn't kind of normal back then. So, so I got some information on him later in the day about that. So,
yep. What kind of style are you? What kind of offense do you like to play? What kind of game? What do you? I guess just kind of describe how you are as a player.
I really think I could fence anything as long as I learn it. So as long as I learn the playbook and you know, just learn. I think I'd be pretty comfortable in it, in anything, once I just learn it. So.
Versatile, flexible.
Yes, sir, yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you doing this, man. Very bright future ahead of you. Hopefully, you seem very grounded and polite, and we hope that doesn't change when all the craziness continues for you. So keep doing what you're doing. And again, thanks for doing this. We'll probably be down to see you in the fall. And if you're up at a camp at Ohio State, we'll see you in June.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.